Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first guest, who's an amazing woman. I'm so proud to have her on the segment with us today. I was blessed to have her speak at our last Heathrow WOAMTEC meeting. Maria, thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm Maria Rogner, and I'm a certified image consultant, and I have over 30 years of experience in professional technology sales in the banking industry.
Oh, wow.
So I know very well how important our image is to our success. I had the opportunity of working with banks. I'd get off an airplane, have to go in, establish rapport, credibility, and trust, and cooperation, because I wanted them to spend a lot of money with me. So I've retired from that, and I'm taking those skills and my passion and understanding of fashion and style to be able to help other women do the same thing.
I think that's awesome. And, you know, one of the things that I've seen in all the years of all the consulting and assessments that I've done, one of the things that I've seen is that often people, you know, in the banking industry, or even here, we're in Orlando, we are in Mickeytown. We know that when you're in Mickeytown, you have a certain image that you have to portray, and you're not going to get promoted into management unless you look like management, unless you're going to follow their guidelines and the image that they have. So whether you work at a bank or you work at corporate America, there is an image that you have to portray and that you have to have. But what I've seen is more than that, and I think that this is what you can help us share, is entrepreneurs often, when you're an entrepreneur, you sit behind your own desk, you're in your own office, you're creating your own atmosphere and your own environment, and sometimes we get a little complacent, sometimes we get a little comfortable, and we think just because I can wear flip-flops and capris every day means I should wear flip-flops and capris every day. And, you know, people, we don't want people to judge, but do people judge us by the way we dress?
We do. You know, God judges us by the beauty inside of us, but man judges us by what they see on the outside, unfortunately. And within 7 seconds of meeting someone, they've made opinions about you, about your age, about your education, about your moral values, about your credibility. And based on those, they're determining whether they want to do business with you or not. And so in that 7 seconds, it's powerful of creating a good visual first impression, because it's very, very difficult to change that. And what's important is that looking beautiful, looking confident, sending out messages about our images that says that we're current, we're credible, we're confident, and we're successful is extremely important, because people like to do business with successful people.
Absolutely, you know, and I think that one thing that most people can probably say is if you're not dressed current, if you don't look confident, if you don't have the image that people are expecting when they come to meet you, it is going to say you're not as successful, you're not as confident, you're not as positive, you know, you're not as didactic of an individual, and all of those things would or could affect the sale. You know, they may love you, they may like you, they may think you're the nicest person in the world, but they may question your credibility. Is that true?
Yeah, they might not trust you to buy your products or buy your services, and that's what you really want to do. But the thing I would want everybody to remember is that when we're talking about our image, we're not talking about everybody having to have a perfect body. Nobody has a perfect body. You know, the magazines, they don't even look like that. They've been airbrushed and touched up and photoshopped, and we could all look great.
Absolutely.
So what's important to understand is that we're all born with a specific body type, and everything that you wear and you put on should work with your body type the way God's designed you.
So if there's somebody that's watching today and if they're saying, you know what, I'm not sure I don't know what my body type is. I remember I was speaking in Arizona once, okay? Now this is probably 30 pounds heavier ago, but we were in Arizona and there was someone speaking about body types and image, and I said to her, what am I? Am I a pear? Am I an apple? And she went, you're round. And I was like, okay, how do you dress a donut? Like, I don't know how to work with that. And it really just flabbergasted me. So if there's somebody that's out there and you're feeling round and you don't know what to do, and you don't know, you look in your closet and you're like, I don't know what to do. Is there hope for those people?
Absolutely. There are basically 4 different body types, and it's not about having the perfect body, but it's about establishing proportion. You know, whether we carry our fluff, we don't have fat, we have fluff, in the center, in our bellies, or in our derrieres, or in our upper area, or we have the perfect hourglass shape. Whatever that is, they can all be dressed so that they look balanced and proportioned, which makes you look thinner, and it really helps you feel better about yourself.
That's awesome. That is terrific. And I know that one of the things that you're doing today is you're going to share to anybody that connects with you. How can people connect with you, first of all?
Just through my email address, mariarogner@me.com.
Okay, mariarogner@me.com. And Tanya will type that on Facebook if you don't have that information, but you can also find her through the WOAMTEC directory because she is a fantastic WOAMTEC member of the Heathrow chapter. Go Heathrow. Yeah. But you can connect with her there, and if you connect with her, she's going to share the top 3 tips to making you look thinner, because there are 3 things that we can do to lose 10 pounds?
There's about 3 things that everybody could do that will instantly make you look 10 pounds thinner.
Okay,
Believe it or not.
That's awesome. So here, we finally made it to the Dr. Oz challenge. You don't have to buy all the supplements. You just have to talk to Maria, and you'll be there. Lose 10 pounds in the next 48 hours by connecting with her, which is important. Now, one of the things that you mentioned, and I know you said that you want people to feel comfortable with who they are, but how important is image, and how does it affect your ultimate brand? Like, is image just when I meet you at a networking meeting, or I meet you at the grocery store, or I meet you, like is it beyond just your physical appearance?
Oh, it's certainly beyond your physical appearance, because they meet you for a second or 2 or a few minutes, or maybe you have a little longer. But you know, you have your brand that you do in your advertising, you know, in your promotions, on your website, and you need to have a consistent image. And we all have a different fashion personality or a different style, and we need to be true to what your natural style is. You know, there's a saying that style is timeless and fads pass away very quickly. And so you really need to be your own unique self. And that's what we're talking about with your image, is being in touch with that and dressing in the style that you feel comfortable in for your lifestyle, for your business, and for your body shape, and to wear the colors that are most complementary to you.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't do that, then you can make the difference in looking sharp and vibrant and fresh, or looking tired and dull and old.
Absolutely. You know, that's so true. And I know that I've done business assessments with people that were younger, and they wanted to be taken more seriously in the business world, and they wanted to have more of a professional image. They didn't want to look old, but they wanted to they didn't want to look like a little kid. And then I've also done assessments with people that were becoming lawyers or were becoming doctors, and they didn't feel as though people were taking them serious enough because they did look younger. And even when I taught at the university, you know, the dean of the university looked at me and he said, people want older gray-haired men teaching their business classes. Now, if I would have been prepared to teach business classes back then, I would have known that he was testing me to see if I had enough kahunas to say, excuse me, you're violating EEOC regulations and I'm going to throw your butt under the bus, because that's what a real business person would have been able to do. But I took it with intimidation and I cowered down because I didn't have the look that they thought. And even that look goes on. I mean, we hear it all in America's Got Talent and American Idol and The Voice and all that. Like, the look, it's every look, no matter what your career profession is. So what are some of the things that you do for people to help establish what the look is for what they're trying to accomplish, and how important is it that they meet with somebody and get an outsider's perspective?
What's interesting to do is to get to know the person, because you need to get to know what's their lifestyle, what are their preferences, what do they feel comfortable in. Really, we talk about fashion, personality, and style, but there are 4 different ones. You know, are you a natural person? Are you a modern classic? Are you a creative individual? Or are you more of a fashionista? You know, you're on the leading edge. And you don't try to turn someone into something that they're not. And then you go through a wardrobe assessment with them, and you look at the clothing that they have. And ladies, clothing does have an expiration date. It really does. But you need to have realistic assessment of what's in your wardrobe and make sure that, number 1, it's current. Number 2, it flatters your body type and still fits your personality, so that when you wear it, you feel good about how you look. And when you go through this by evaluating, eliminating, and accentuating, whether it's your body type, your fashion personality, your wardrobe, all of those work together. And it helps you to save time, save money, have more clothes, really more outfits and less clothes, so that you feel good every time you go to your closet. And you're eliminating guilt. There's not clothes in there that have been there for 20 years. They don't fit your personality anymore, and they don't fit your body. I mean, when I did my own wardrobe assessment, I had the perfect fitted wardrobe. I had the misfits, the unfit, probably never fit, probably never will fit again. So you have to go through those and eliminate those, because if you go to the closet and you loved it but you can't wear it, you feel guilty.
Absolutely. You know,
Move it.
That's so funny because my daughter Michelle, she was trying to be kind one day, and she actually went into my closet, and my closet organization didn't make sense to her, and she's kind of borderline OCD. So she went into my closet and she decided she was going to reorganize, and everything was going to be color coded, and all the shirts were going to be together, all the pants were going to be together. And I walked in there and I went, I don't know what fits me. Like,
yeah.
I had it based on this was too small. This is my next weight. You know. This,
yeah.
And it can be overwhelming, but you're right. There's a huge sense of guilt, and I have all these clothes, but I don't have anything to wear. And how does that make your clients feel?
Well, once you get it done, it's cathartic. I mean, it absolutely is. What's interesting to note is that women typically wear 10% of their clothes 90% of the time. Has anybody ever heard the expression, a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear?
Absolutely.
That's how you get there. The other way you get there is by spending so much time and attention dressing your children, dressing your husband, and dressing yourself last. So you go to the store, you buy whatever's on sale, you buy lots of black because you think it's thinning.
She's speaking to me, you realize this, right?
And then you go to the one day you wake up and you look in the mirror and you say, she looks frumpy.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that about? And that's how that happens. And that's how you get a closet full of clothes with nothing to wear. So when you do a wardrobe assessment, you really look at what is your core wardrobe that really works for you now. What do you need to enhance that to have a balanced wardrobe? And you go shopping with a purpose. You know exactly what your body type is, so you know what styles and shapes you need to wear. You know what colors are flattering. You go to the store. I don't go to black. I look like I had a date with Dracula. I mean, it's not a pretty picture. Loved it, doesn't love me. You know, if you look at a sale, again, you're not buying something because of the price. If the price is more attractive than the item, don't buy it. And if you don't love it at the store, you're really not going to like it when you get home. It's just not going to be a good picture.
Right.
So again, you start building a wardrobe with a plan, and then it all works together. And that's how you save time and money. And then when you go to your wardrobe, you've got more than 10% of your clothes that you know you're going to feel good in.
That's
so
awesome.
It's really having a plan and knowing who you are, who your best authentic self is, what your lifestyle is, and then building that wardrobe that everything that you put on works with the way God made you.
I think that's wonderful, and I think that's really important for all of us to take into consideration because, you know, all too often we take a look at what we're wearing, we don't feel 100%, and it shows. And if you're wearing 10% of your wardrobe over and over and over again, you know, one of the things that I've discovered lately is I talk to people all the time about how important Facebook is in communicating and building your brand because you may say it doesn't matter, I'm going to be my natural self, and I don't care if people judge me. It matters, and they judge you. So get with it and understand that everything you do right now is being captured by photographs or videos and being plastered all over the internet, and that will create the brand that you're building in your community with your children, with your family, with your friends, and your business associates. But more importantly is if you're wearing 10% of your wardrobe all the time, you're going to be wearing the same thing in everything, in every photo, in every meeting, in every event that you do, everywhere you go. I mean, I look at it and I'll look back at YouTube videos and I'll go, I have to retire that jacket. I've made 4 videos wearing that jacket, and it may be 4 videos over the course of a year and a half. But if you're really marketing yourself, it quickly adds up, and it happens very quickly. So, some of the ways that you can work with people, and it doesn't matter where you're at in the United States, she can, or in the world, she can work with you via Skype, via phone. She can work with you in lots of different settings.
Right.
So, if somebody wanted to either do a wardrobe analysis, just talk to you about their body shape, what style of clothing would be best for them, then you would encourage them to email you or call you?
Email me preferably, and then we can set up a time to talk and an appointment, and I have surveys and assessments so that I can understand who you are and a lot about you and your lifestyle. And then we can set up Skype. I can look at photographs if you have that can look at you and assess you, and we can do measurements together that way. I prefer in person if possible, but if not, Skype works great.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us.